Thank you for letting me make a brief opening statement, which I hope will be relevant to the discussions we subsequently have. It is now, unbelievably, 28 years since I set up the Committee on Standards in Public Life. And standards in public life are essentially governed by two things, by the law on one hand and by convention. And in practice, but not law, in practice, conventions are unwritten laws. They can't be ignored without damage. The problem is that they have been, and I think the whole country knows the litany. The government has broken the law, unlawfully tried to prorogue Parliament, ignored a nationwide lockdown by breaking its own laws in Downing Street, and tried to change parliamentary rules to protect one of their own. Now, that isn't intended to be an exclusive list, and it isn't, but the damage from that is widespread and beyond Parliament. In the four countries of the United Kingdom, we take democracy for granted. We shouldn't. If you look around the world, you'll find it's in retreat in many countries and has been for 10 to 15 years or more, and it looks like that is going to continue. The point is this: democracy is not inevitable. It can be undone, step by step, action by action, falsehood by falsehood. It needs to be protected at all times. And it seems to me that if our law and our accepted conventions are ignored, then we're on a very slippery slope that ends with pulling our Constitution into shreds. What has been done in the last 3 years has damaged our country at home and overseas, and I think has damaged the reputation of Parliament as well. The blame for these lapses must lie principally, but not only, with the Prime Minister. But many in his cabinet are culpable too, and so are those outside the cabinet who cheered him on. They were silent when they should have spoken out, and then spoke out only when their silence became self-damaging. Now, all of this can be corrected, and the task for Parliament, government, this committee, will be to restore constitutional standards and protect from any further slippage against them. That, I think, is a very important issue, not just for now, but for the future. Bad habits, if they become ingrained, become precedent. Precedent can carry bad habits on for a very long time, and it shouldn't be permitted to do so. All of this, I think, is going to require some changes to the codes of conduct that have emerged during the Nolan and subsequent years.